A Little More Than Amnesia by Barrie Mahoney. I guess most people have heard of Indonesia, maybe Polynesia. What about Macronesia, and indeed Micronesia? How about visiting Macronesia one day? No, this is not a new name for France invented by the ambitious President Macron, but a cluster of 4 archipelagos in the North Atlantic Ocean, just off the continents of Africa and Europe, which are formed by raised and exposed peaks of the ocean floor that peer out above the ocean's surface. The Canary Islands are part of Micronesia, which also includes Cape Verde, Madeira, and the Azores. Interestingly, the islands belong to 3 different countries: Spain, Portugal, and Cape Verde, which are all part of the continent of Africa. The Azores are an exception since they are part of the European continent. Although I vaguely remember the term Macronesia being used during geography lessons when I was a pupil, I've rarely heard the term used in recent years, and it came to light once again this week after Cape Verde announced that it was aiming for a free trade zone with other Atlantic islands to allow for the free movement of people as well as goods and services. Well, have we heard that one before? Despite the term free trade area now being seen as dirty words in the UK, it is good to hear that some countries apply common sense to their trading arrangements with other geographically close countries. The establishment of free trade areas is usually regarded as a very sensible way forward for nations to trade and work together in a coherent and civilized manner. Cape Verde is a group of 10 windswept islands off the coast of West Africa. It's a volcanic archipelago that was a Portuguese colony until 1975, and with which it still has close links. The islands have a stronger economic growth than most of the sub-Saharan countries in Africa. The International Monetary Fund recorded Cape Verde's growth in 2017 at 4%, which is forecast to improve even further to around 7%. The islands are hoping to enhance tourism and economic growth with such a deal and re-engaging with other islands in what is known as Micronesia. Cape Verde is hoping to create a legal framework for its people and goods to travel freely for the benefit of all. The Cape Verde Islands, which have a population of about 500,000 people and with a large immigrant population, have already passed legislation to remove visa requirements for Europeans and hope that the European Union will reciprocate. Laws have been changed to make it easier for foreign investors to invest, and recent legislation allows foreign exchange accounts to fund transfers without restrictions. Cape Verde's currency is linked to the euro, which also facilitates business activities. Cape Verde aspires to develop the islands as a hub for air travel, since it is ideally located between the Americas, Europe and Africa. It also sees itself as offering great potential as a digital hub for Africa. Sadly, due to Brexit, the UK is not included in this common sense arrangement. Since I mentioned Micronesia at the beginning of this article, I should explain that this group of small islands is in the Pacific Ocean, but maybe that's a story for another time. I think I'm going to add Macronesia to my postal address in future after several incidents of my post being sent to the Cayman Islands instead of the Canary Islands. It might just help couriers to deliver my post rather more accurately in future. You have been listening to Little More Than Amnesia by Barrie Mahoney, which is part of the Letters from the Atlantic series. You can find out more about me, my books, my blogs and podcasts by visiting my website www.barriemahoney.com, and thank you for listening.
Well,